So for as long as I can remember, going back to, what I call myself, and, if I could be doing one thing for the rest of my life, I'd be sitting on a porch writing music. And
way down in Dixieland, through the Colorado mountain pass I arrived, without a friend to my name. Found a sunset light down here that will never change.
where I'm at today, at being 38 and kind of at that halfway point of life, whatever you might want to call that. I've had full-time jobs where I've done one thing, and I've had times where I've had nothing, and had to grind it out and figure life out. But I think the traditional idea of what it is to be a family man and pursue your passion, that's a tough road.
I'll go behind the back, step back, money. Oh.
I'm Bryan Umphenour, and I'm from Covington, Louisiana, currently born and raised in Southern California. I operate as a creative director, but I call myself a songwriter at heart.
Ready for the way. Oh, I can't paddle through the sorrow. I'm just breathing.
I've been a worship director for a very long time. I got into songwriting when I was 18 and grew up in the church. My grandfather was a pastor 60 years in California. Married to my grandmother 60 plus years. And so I grew up in the church and moved to Colorado from California when I was 20. In 2013, got into creative consulting and started doing a little bit of work as a consultant. There was a period of time where my wife and I, and got 4 kids as well, we moved to Oregon, and it was there that I kind of fell in love with coffee.
Yeah, see, they're just starting to get crystallized, and still a few that are just barely brown, So that means it's still kind of in that light roasting phase.
So in 2019, we were living in Oregon and came up with a dream or a vision to come back and start a ministry related to coffee. And we chose to launch it out of a wood shop here in Covington, Bigler Woodworks, which is just down the street actually. We had our first worship night and served coffee and had a community event that centered around coffee and worship. And that was the beginning of the reminding. That momentum started growing, and got a funding partner and created a vision to open an actual coffee shop, roastery, and creative studio all under one roof. But about 3 months into opening, after putting so much into it, I realized something about myself that, being the day-to-day operator and running things, being the guy that everybody's coming to with all the problems and having to manage the day-to-day operations of a business was not really what I'm designed to do or cut out to do. And I realized that pretty quickly. And ultimately, as beautiful as the place was, we came to a place where it just wasn't making sense for me to be there for 60 to 70 hours a week and be in that role. And so I graciously stepped away. But the transition opened up a door for me to be a part of Haven, where we sit now. And one of the big visions I had through Haven was to create a place that championed artists coming and showcasing their own songs. And so many artists in this area don't have an outlet for original music. And there's a ton of outlets in this area culturally for cover songs. You can be a cover band and get paid to go out and play cover music and play other people's music. But I found the opportunities were lacking for artists to have an outlet to expose their original work. And so we've done that here.
I'm as lonesome as I ever could be. I just wish you never had to leave.
So we have every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. we have a songwriter session in the round, and we present a few artists showcasing 5 original songs that they've written. And it's been a great thing that's building traction that leads us to our Friday night program, which is a paid experience where we actually bring artists in and pay them to come and play music for the public. And we don't charge anything for people to come enjoy it. And that fuels our Friday night program, which then in turn fuels ultimately Haven Fest. Our goal is to create a festival that promotes original music and artists that are here locally. Haven has been that piece that has allowed me to maybe realize that, where I get to be creative, I get to connect with people, I get to build community, but ultimately it's afforded me time in my schedule to really do what I want to do, which is write music at home with my kids, hang out, spend time with my wife, and have time in my schedule to give to them what they really deserve. You know, not just what they need, but what they deserve. And so that's a beautiful thing. So I'm a blessed man and excited to be doing what I'm doing.